This video is going to take you through lesson 3-3, which is reporting, withholding, and payroll taxes. So this is the PowerPoint that goes with this lesson for 13-3. And in this is a copy of a W-2 form. Some of you have taken other classes and have gone over what this form is, but it's a form for the employee to see how much wages they've earned, the federal income tax withheld, Social Security, Medicare, etc. And this is the form called the 941 form that we will be learning in this lesson. So the purpose of the 940 form is basically for the employer to report their quarterly federal tax. It reports basically to the government the total earnings of all employees of the business. It also reports the total income tax withheld, the Social Security tax, Medicare tax, and it shows both the employees and employers' tax that's owed to the federal government for each quarter. So we're going to go through the 13-3 together problem, and I'll show you where all of these numbers are coming from. But this is also in the PowerPoint as well as in your notes. So this is the 13-1 work together problem, and this is the information that they give us. Notice that there are 3 months of information. So this is the first quarter. So January, the total earnings, February, the total earnings, and March, as well as the federal income tax withheld for the month for each, and then this Social Security and the Medicare. So the directions say to prepare the 941 form for concept designs for the first quarter. It gives us the address, which is in Illinois, and it gives us their identification number, and it tells us the company has 8 employees. So all of that information is important for the top of the form. So if we scroll down, this is the information I've already typed in for us. Here is our employee identification number, and that number is given right here. It gives us our company name, Concept Designs, the address. This has to be checked right here. So by clicking in this box for quarter 1, we have to check which quarter we are completing this form for. Here is our city, our state, and our zip code. And make sure you do both parts of the zip code that is shown right here. Okay, the number of employees goes in line 1, and that is given right here, 8 employees. All right, this looks like a tax form that some of you have filled out in the past for yourself, the 1040 form, when you file your own taxes. And again, this is the form that the employers have to fill out each quarter based on the taxes owed. So where these numbers are coming from. So the first number up here is going to be our total earnings. So these 3 numbers added together for the 3 months of January, February, and March, you add the total earnings together to get this number 2, total wages, tips, and compensation. So that $35,640 is the numbers of total wages for the 3 months. On line 3, the income tax withheld. Remember, the income tax is the federal, so this 2144 number is the added these 3 together right here, the federal income tax withheld. Okay, the next step is down here, the taxable Social Security wages. So we're taking the amount of the total wages, which was found up here, $35,640, and we're multiplying it by 1.24. And if you remember from Chapter 12, we learned that Social Security was the 6.2%. But the reason we have to now double this, so this is really going to be 12.4%, we move the decimal over 2 to get the 0.124, is because it's paid now by the employee and the employer. So this is then doubled, and that's where they get the 0.124. So you multiply the $35,640 by the 0.124, and we get $4,419.36. The taxable Social Security tips, we have none. So I thought we'd put a 0 here, but it does not work. So this we just leave blank. So anytime there's going to be a 0 in this form on this online platform, we just leave it blank. The Medicare, we do the same thing then. We start with the $35,640, and we multiply that by the 0.029. We remember that Medicare is the 1.45, but this is also doubled. So it's doubled to 2.9. Move the decimal over 2 places, and that gives us the 0.029. So take this number, multiply that by that decimal, and we should get $1,033.56. The next step for 5D, it says to add columns 2, line 5A, and 5B. So basically we're going to add these two numbers together, the 441936 and the 103356, to get line 5D. So when you add those together, we should get $5,452.92. The next thing, number of qualified employees, first paid exempt wages tips this quarter. All of these things is basically zero. We're not going to worry about line 6A, 6B, or 6C. So we leave all of those blank. 6E then, what are the total taxes before adjustments? So line 3 plus 5D, etc. here. So for line 6E, we're adding those all together, which is basically line 3 and 5D. So we're taking line 3, this 2144, and we are adding the this line 5D, and we should get $7,596.92. These lines in line 7, 7A, B, and C, again, we're not worrying about anything about sick pay or fractions of cents or group term insurance, all of this stuff. So we're not worrying about any of those numbers there. So those are all zero, and in here we leave them blank. So then after the total tax adjustment, or total taxes after the adjustments, combine all of these, we're basically adding zero to the number above. So we're just carrying that number back down, which is the 7,596.92. Line 9, we have no advanced earned income credit for any employees, so that's also zero, so we leave that blank. Therefore, we carry down to line 10, that same number. And total deposits, including prior quarter overpayments, there was none given, so we don't have to worry about that. So wait, total deposits including prior quarter overpayments. So for line 11, we're just carrying that same number down. So 7,596.92. Line 12A, we have no COBRA, so that's left zero. We have nothing for this line 12C either, and nothing for line 12D or 12E. So all of this is just left blank. Therefore, line 13, we're adding all of those together and we're just carrying that down. So this same number, 75.96 is added into several of the lines because a lot of these lines don't apply to what we are doing here. Line 14, the balance due. If line 10 is more than line 13, enter the difference, see instructions. So it's not. So this is also left zero. Okay, so that's the end of the first page, and then we have to scroll down to the second page, essentially. To complete this part 2, they already filled in our name, concept designs, and our employee number. Right here, we have a drop-down menu to fill in our state, and our state was Illinois for this problem. Check 1 It says line 10 on this return is less than 2,500, or line 10 on this return for the preceding quarter was less than 2,500, and you did not incur $100,000, blah, blah, blah. So for this one, does not apply. The second says you were a monthly scheduled depositor for the entire quarter, which is what they told us we were to begin with. So we're going to click on this box to check that we are a monthly depositor. So now we have to figure out our tax liability for each of the months. So this is where it gets a little tricky with some math. So we have to go back up to the original instructions to figure out and calculate month 1, month 2, and month 3. So if we go all the way back up here, what we are going to add together is 5 numbers essentially. We're going to go straight across here. So we're going to start with month 1, which was January. We're going to add our federal income tax withheld 1 time. Our Social Security, we're going to add in 2 times because remember it's paid by the employer and the employee. So you're going to add this $721.68 twice. And then you're going to add in the Medicare tax twice because again, that is paid by both the employer and the employee. So $698 plus $721.68 2 times, and $168.78 2 times. And you're going to do that for each month. So we have month 1, month 2, and month 3. So add this once, twice, twice. And we'll scroll back down here and I will fill in what I got for my numbers. And just make sure you do your own work so you are understanding where these numbers are coming from. So the first one, 2478.92. Month 2, 2538.70. And the third one, 2579.30. And now you're going to add these 3 numbers together to get your total quarter owed, which is 7596.92. That number should look familiar because it says total must equal line 10. So if these 3 numbers here added together, 7596.92, match line 10, then you know you did that math correctly. But double check to make sure where these numbers are coming from so you know how to do this part of the problem. Okay, and this concludes our work together for 13-3. Go ahead and move on to the on your own problem. Follow the same format. Look at your problem in your notes or on the PowerPoint slides because the numbers are going to go in the exact same spots. The blanks are going to be in the exact same spots as well. So, email me, text me, or email me if you have any questions, but you should be able to follow the same format to get the on your own problem completed.